NASCAR fans like to talk a lot about tradition, and if there's one guy that knows all about that kind of stuff, it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric and welcome to Out of the Groove. We're gonna have some fun on the show today. Yesterday, Dale Earnhardt Jr. made a big announcement regarding his Xfinity team, Junior Motorsports. We're gonna watch the initial video that they put out yesterday. We're gonna watch that together, and then I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and opinions on the announcement itself, because there's a lot to talk about. A lot of big aesthetic changes to Junior Motorsports for next season. So we're gonna talk about all of that and maybe a little bit more. So let's get started.
Drivers who win, they make a name for themselves. What's equally important is the number they carry.
First off, I want to point out this video, it's very odd that Dale Jr. is like not looking at the camera. Like he's looking just past the camera. He's clearly reading this off a cue card or a teleprompter or something like that, which I don't blame him, but there's ways to do that and have it still look like the guy's looking into the camera. It's just weird that he's looking like just past, like he's looking like just, like, it's like if I did the whole show like this, does that look weird? That would look weird if I did the whole show like this, like, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Out of the Groove. We're gonna talk about NASCAR today. Doesn't that look weird? Anyway, let's keep watching.
Numbers, they have a history. They mean something. It's how many fans are going to remember you. A driver can be larger than life, but the numbers, they live on forever.
He's got that right.
It's a new year, and we're making a few changes here at Junior Motorsports before this season starts.
Oh boy, please tell us, Dale.
Number one.
I gotta pause the video there again. Michael Annett, yes, he's still on this team. I could just fast forward past this because he's not going to do anything next year.
The number 5 car driven by Michael Annett. That'll now be wearing the number 1.
Oh, but he's in the number 1 now. Great.
Michael, because of the history and special relationship that Michael and his father Harold have with this number.
They're doing everything they can to kind of build like a personal relationship with Michael. That dude's not going to compete for any wins next year. That's just the sad truth of it. Alright, but cool. He's going to be in the 1 car.
Number 7. Justin Allgaier's number 7 is staying the same.
That makes me laugh. Justin Allgaier in the 7 is staying the same. Then why even put it in this video? I mean, obviously, if there's one thing you shouldn't change at Junior Motorsports, it's the guy who won 5 races last year and was one of the best drivers in the whole series, best team. So, all right, I guess they're not changing that one. That's a smart move, Dale. I can praise that one.
Professional agriculture. And my favorite Junior Motorsports paint scheme from 2018.
Is that really his favorite paint scheme,
Justin
though?
drove the 7 car.
Oh, okay. I guess. It's nice. It's got a lot of corn.
And with
You're
his
into that
awesome
kind of
paint
thing.
scheme this season, he's going to look even better out front in 2019.
All right.
Number 9.
Ooh.
Junior Motorsports has 3 titles in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. And the number 9 has been on the side of our Chevrolet every time. Each time, a rookie driver was the champion.
Ooh. So wait, is Dale Earnhardt Jr. already making his prediction? Noah Gragson for 2019 Xfinity champion? That's a bold prediction right there, Dale, given he couldn't even win a Truck Series championship in top equipment. I'll let you have it, though. You got to cheer for your guy. This is interesting, though, because last time they'd announced we had Gragson in the 1 car, but I guess now they've actually decided to put him in the 9. So that's new. That's a new announcement. All right, let's finish. The video's almost over.
So, rookie Noah Gragson, he'll have the chance to make it 4 titles overall.
This video is really well edited. I like whoever put this video together. This is impressive.
Everybody remembers the number on the side of the car. Which is why I'm proud to reveal that we are adding a new number. It's very special.
What is happening?
And also to Junior Nation.
Oh my goodness! Don't do it! Okay, so the 8 car's back with Junior. That's kind of cool, I guess, if you're a Dale Jr. fan, which, yeah, I guess I'm a casual Junior fan. Okay, it is cool. It's cool that the 8 car is now back with Junior. It's under his control. That's cool. Let's finish the video. I'll stop pausing it.
You know about Zane Smith?
Zane Smith, yeah, we knew him already.
In this car, along with others like Ryan Truex, Jeb Burton, Ryan Priest, Spencer Gallagher.
Kind of a weird one.
They're all going to drive it. There's a lot of history
Gallagher too.
In my family and in NASCAR.
I really like this video. Whoever put this video together, major props to you.
To the numbers-rich heritage.
Oof. Most of those pictures were Dale Jr. He's over here hyping up his new drivers, and most of the pictures he just showed it was him. Oh, look at this little to be continued, like a little freaking Marvel trailer over here. Oh my goodness. All right, well, there's the video. Full disclosure, I'd already seen the video. I was reacting. This is all kind of for show here, but I had already seen the video. But still, really well edited. I love whoever put that together. That thing looked awesome. You got the little hint there to throwback scheme. We'll talk about that in a second. So let's talk about the actual announcement yesterday. Basically, is everything you heard in the video there. Junior Motorsports is moving some drivers around. We already knew about Noah Gragson coming to the team. We already knew that Zane Smith was going to be racing part-time, but a lot of those other drivers that they announced were brand new, and then the numbers switching around we didn't know as well. So let's talk about that. Let's Get into specifics here. Michael Annett has driven the 5 car the last couple of years. He will be moving over to the number 1. It's going to be the same team that was over there on that 5 car, same sponsor, all that type of stuff. He's going to be in the 1 car now. Now, I don't mean to be too rude here though, but last year Michael Annett with Junior Motorsports had 0 top 5s, only 1 top 10. His whole Xfinity career, he's had over 200 starts, 0 wins. The dude's had chances to compete in top Xfinity equipment, and he hasn't shown anything. Like, he has not shown the ability to run with the big boys, run with the lead pack. He hasn't shown any of that ability. He's there because he's got family-owned sponsorship money that's funding him, and most fans know that. If you don't, that's basically why he's there. That's why he still has a Junior Motorsports car. Moving him to the 1 car, fine. It is what it is. Just where nobody's going to pay attention to him. Justin Allgaier in the 7 makes perfect sense. You heard him say in the video, Justin Allgaier had 5 wins last year, second most in the Xfinity Series, had one of the top cars all year long. He's been a championship contender basically ever since he's been in that 7 car for Junior Motorsports. He's going to be competitive again next year. Makes sense to keep him, you know, don't fix it if it isn't broken. That's how the saying goes. That team is far from broken. They're going to compete for another championship. Now, Noah Gragson, we've talked about on the show when the initial announcement was made that he was going to move to Junior Motorsports. Originally, it was announced that he was going to go to the 1 car, but they were going to give him the equipment from the 9 team. Now it seems that they're just going to bypass that. It's going to just put him in the 9 car. That's what we've seen William Byron in. That's what Tyler Reddick won the championship in last year. And now that video does bring up a good point. You know, Junior Motorsports has won 3 championships in recent years. Chase Elliott, William Byron, and most recently Tyler Reddick. All those have come from the driver in the 9 car. So putting Noah Gragson, a rookie driver who's got potential, a lot of upside to him, putting him in that car makes a lot of sense for at least historic reasons and maybe even competition reasons. Give him your best with some of your best equipment because I think he's a guy that can maybe do something with it. I've already given my thoughts on Noah Gragson. I think he's slightly overhyped. I mean, he spent 2 full-time seasons with Kyle Busch Motorsports in the Truck Series, best team in the Truck Series. He only won 2 races. You know, he almost won the championship this last year, I know, but he's shown signs of inconsistency. He's made a lot of mental and physical errors before that he's reminiscent of like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to me, wrecking a lot of cars in the lower series, but occasionally breaking through and making big moments happen. That's what Noah Gragson makes me think of. So I don't know if he's really going to translate, you know, his Kyle Busch Motorsports success into Xfinity Series success, but he's definitely one to keep an eye on, especially if he's in top equipment like it seems he will be. Now I want to spend a little more time talking about that number 8 car. The famous number 8 is coming back. I know it's not the same original font that Junior fans are used to. You know, legal reasons, you can't use that. But I'll be honest, I actually like the new look of the number 8. I think it looks pretty slick, pretty cool. It fits with the other Junior Motorsports cars. I like it. Anyway, Dale Jr.'s got the number 8 back. That's really cool. And I think it's cool that he's using that car to kind of give a lot of younger and experienced drivers, you know, their first big opportunities in top equipment. We saw last year how Chip Ganassi Racing gave Ross Chastain a couple of good opportunities, and he made the most of them, and now is possibly going to have a successful career going forward if he can get a deal worked out. Giving guys like Zane Smith, Ryan Truex, Jeb Burton especially, that type of equipment, that type of an opportunity, has got to be huge for their careers, so I applaud Dale Jr. for doing that. But let's talk about some of those drivers specifically now. Zane Smith made his name last year in the ARCA Series, where he finished 2nd in points, but had 4 wins. Very solid season. He was the first of this group of drivers to be confirmed into this car next year. He's going to be driving 8 races next year, most of them short tracks, which I think will fit his driving style very well, given that he's coming from the ARCA Series, which is mainly a short track racing series. It's going to fit his style. I think Zane Smith could be set up to have a couple breakthrough moments this year. Now, Ryan Truex last year raced for kind of underfunded equipment. He raced the number 11 car for Colleague Racing in the Xfinity Series, finished 12th in points, not bad. He did manage to get 11 top 10s last year, so overall not a bad season given that he wasn't in the most competitive equipment. And for those of you who don't know, Ryan Truex is related to Martin Truex Jr., Cup Series champion. They're brothers, so you know he's got that going for him maybe. Jeb Burton here is a pretty interesting pick in my opinion. He has not raced in any of NASCAR's top series full-time since 2014. His most successful years came in the Truck Series 2013 and 2014. He got a win at Texas in 2013. I just find it weird that he hasn't really been racing full-time. He's doing like one-off races the last few years, more or less. It's kind of weird that he's getting this big opportunity, but hey, I can't say he doesn't deserve it. He's definitely had to work for it. It's been a long time coming, I guess. Jeb Burton is son of Jeff Burton, you know, former NASCAR driver, now commentator for NBC. Maybe that played into things. You know, we've talked about how families are important to NASCAR. You know, if you have family connections, you can make it pretty far without a lot of talent. Not saying Jeb Burton doesn't have talent, but we haven't seen a lot of it yet. He's finally going to get an opportunity and a good ride. Going to be a chance to show it. Spencer Gallagher's name being mentioned here is probably the most interesting one on this list in my opinion. Spencer Gallagher, last we saw in October, announced that he was retiring from racing at the end of the 2018 season. Lo and behold, here we are just a few months later and he has announced he is racing again, but this will be the first season that he will not be racing for GMS Racing. When he announced his retirement in October, he said that he was going to step into a managerial role over at GMS at the end of the season and was still going to be involved in racing, just not driving. Clearly that has maybe not come true, because it seems now he is going to be driving for Junior Motorsports. Spencer Gallagher's found himself in some interesting situations over the last 10 or 12 months. Remember, he got his first career win in the Xfinity Series last spring at Talladega, but then shortly thereafter was suspended by NASCAR for breaking their substance abuse policy. He served a suspension for about 2 months, and then he came back later in the season, ran okay. But that was kind of an odd situation. Unclear whether or not that might have led to him making that retirement comments, but needless to say, at the end of the day, he is getting another opportunity in great equipment at Junior Motorsports. I know it's just part-time, but maybe his driving career isn't done quite yet. And now the last guy Junior mentioned in that video, Ryan Preece, is going to be driving a handful of races for the 8 car next year. Kind of weird given that he's just now getting a chance in the Cup Series in 2019, driving for JTG Dory. He's going to be doing that full time, so I feel like that's a pretty big step forward for him. Interesting that he's still going to be doing some events in the Xfinity Series. And perhaps the most interesting part is the fact that Ryan Preece did run in the Xfinity Series last year for Joe Gibbs Racing part-time, was very competitive, very impressive in most of his starts, but here's another talented Toyota driver that is officially seems to be shifting over to a different manufacturer. Noah Gragson, one of the top guys in the Truck Series last year for Toyota, is moving over to Chevy, and now it looks like Ryan Preece, who's been one of the top guys at Toyota as well in the lower series, is moving to Chevy as well. Not only in the Cup Series, but now it seems like he's got some sort of Hendrick Jr. affiliation in the Xfinity Series. So that's another top young talent that Toyota has lost to another manufacturer. I just think that's very interesting. You know, it's a good problem to have. You know, you'd rather have a lot of young talent and not enough places to put them rather than vice versa. But at the end of the day, the biggest decision for Toyota still awaits. What will happen to Christopher Bell? This episode's not about Christopher Bell, but he's maybe the best talent in the Xfinity Series right now, and he probably deserves a Cup Series ride for 2019, but so far does not have one. What's Joe Gibbs Racing going to do with him at the end of the year? That's going to be one of the big questions, the big decisions have to start being made, and I think there might be some good drama behind the scenes at Toyota. You know, that's what I'm predicting. Anyway, those are all the drivers that will be driving for Junior Motorsports this season. Junior Motorsports also announced specifically which races each of those guys will be racing the 8 car at. I know there's a lot of words on this page, but you can see Spencer Gallagher is going to focus on the restrictor plate races. He'll race at Daytona for the first race of the season, and then he'll also drive at Talladega and the other Daytona race later in the year. Ryan Preece, it looks like, will kind of be their utility guy. He's going to be racing at Atlanta, Auto Club, Pocono, and Watkins Glen, a mix of big tracks and a road course in there. And then Zane Smith there, an up-and-coming young driver, will make his debut at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but after that's going to primarily be competing at short tracks, which I think will be important and will help him be successful in his first year. You see Bristol, both Richmond, Dover, and Iowa's. That'll be his schedule. Ryan Truex is mainly going to be focusing on mile-and-a-halfs. ISM is the one exception, but then he's got Las Vegas, Charlotte, and Kansas on the schedule. And then Jeb Burton will exclusively be driving at mile-and-a-halfs with Texas. Both of those races will be his. Charlotte, Chicagoland, and Homestead will be the rest of his dates. Remember, Jeb Burton, his only ever win in the Truck Series at least was at Texas, so that probably played into this decision. And then you see at the bottom there, Taylor Moyer will be the crew chief for the number 8 all year long, so he'll be working with a lot of different drivers. Now here's where I want to talk about the end of the video, that to be continued with the little cursive, little throwback looking 8. One track date specifically that you won't see mentioned there on that schedule is Darlington. Now Dale Earnhardt Jr. has hinted in recent months that he would like to come back and race next year, perhaps for that throwback race at Darlington, but nothing has been confirmed yet. However, the fact that that race, that track are omitted from this schedule, and given Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s recent statements, it seems like it's pretty much confirmed that Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be back behind the wheel of a race car in the Xfinity Series for the Darlington race later this season. Back in October even, Dale Earnhardt Jr. tweeted this out, a look at an old throwback paint scheme with, you'll notice on the side there, that little 8 looks very similar to the number 8 we see at the end of the To Be Continued. This paint scheme's reference would be to a throwback car that Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s father, Dale Sr., drove way back in the day, so really cool to see that Dale Earnhardt Jr. is still keeping up with tradition. That's why I led this show telling you guys that Dale Earnhardt Jr. is one of the guys that believes in tradition. He is one of the ones who knows everything about it. That's all really exciting, especially if you're a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan or if you're an Xfinity Series fan. Remember last year, the one race Dale Earnhardt Jr. ran was Richmond, and that race I talked about on Night of the Groove shot up in viewership. One thing we always talk about is how last year NASCAR ratings across the board were kind of dwindling a little bit, but for that one Xfinity race specifically, the Richmond race that Dale Jr. returned for, ratings spiked considerably. If I recall, there was like a 70,000, 80,000 more viewers watching that race than in years past, like a 10% increase, a 9% increase, something like that. pretty substantial viewership spike. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming back to the Xfinity Series, showing his support for his Xfinity Series team is all great for the sport, all outstanding. Honestly, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is maybe the greatest superstar in all professional sports. Just the support he's shown for NASCAR, you know, during his career and even now after his career. Like, the dude could have easily retired and just taken a step back, said, I'm not going to get involved for a couple of years here. Instead, he's come in and he's maybe even more involved. He's probably busier now than he was when he was driving. And I have a ton of respect for Dale Earnhardt Jr. for doing that, for being that kind of guy. I've never met the man, but everything I've been told, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. One of the greatest, most down-to-earth superstars in professional sports. So hats off to you. My hair looks terrible. Hats off to you, Dale Jr., for being the superstar NASCAR needs, but let's be real, maybe doesn't deserve. All right, enough kissing ass over here. That's all I got for my show. Thank you everyone for watching. As always, you can follow me on all social medias, Instagram, Twitter, those are down below. You can also get an Out of the Groove t-shirt if you want to support the show. Check that out down by the description as well. Also, my P.O. box is down there. If you want to send me some cool NASCAR stuff, I will show it off and shout it out in a future NASCAR video. So thank you for doing that. And of course, a big thank you to my Patreon supporters. Michael Harrison at GWiz of the Stars, Mentally Defective, SelfishGifts.com, Cameron James, Tice Moore, John Koblenz, and Tim Shingen. Thank you guys so much for your continued support of the show. We got big things in the works. I can't talk about all the things I'm working on right now, but we have some big, or at least I have some pretty big announcements to hopefully make in the coming weeks regarding this show. Some exciting videos I'm planning on working on, so stay tuned for all that. Thanks everyone, as always, for the support. You guys are amazing. I wasn't really planning on making an episode today, but after all the fun announcements yesterday, and then it turns out I don't really have much of a social life this weekend, I figured, why not? Let's slap this thing together. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know I had a lot of fun making it. I'm excited for what the next couple weeks hold leading up to the Daytona 500. I hope you guys are excited too. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you guys again very soon.